Hey guys, welcome back to your Wednesday Wit and Wisdom lesson. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week so far, and I'm excited to continue with what we're learning. Before we go, of course, I want to do a few shout outs and positive referrals. So let's remember our focus for this week. Our focus for this week is that we're doing top quality work, making sure we have that capital letter, that punctuation at the end, and that we're answering what the question's asking. And our second focus is that all parts of our assignment are completed. So we're making sure we're scrolling through the whole document, we're completing every question, even those sneaky ones that are hiding at the bottom. If it's a chart, we're making sure we're filling in every box. Make sure we get that full credit because you guys have been working so hard. So I wanted to start our class off with some shout outs. I went through our data from last week and I looked at all of those Kipsters who have been working so hard trying to complete all their work. So I wanted to give some shout outs to friends who had 100% of their work completed as of Friday for not just Wit and Wisdom, but also ELD. I was blown away by these guys, so we're going to do some celebrations for them. In Syracuse, we have Zaire and Zarai have 100% completion on all of their ELD and Wit and Wisdom assignments last week. Amazing job, you guys. I'm super impressed. In Howard, oh my gosh, we had so many friends. Allison, Andrew, Daniel, Ethan, Fernanda, Jason, Richard, and Shay blowing me away with all of their hard work, getting all of that work in on time. Keep up the amazing work, you guys. And then in UT, so proud of you guys. We had so many friends. Azarea, Elijah, Isaias, Ivana, Leah, Carol, Tavion, Francisco, Rizaya, Jalen, and Jonathan. 100%, not just in Wit and Wisdom, but also ELD from the beginning. Keep it up. So amazing, you guys. If you are one of those friends who have been rocking your work, rock stars with all of your assignments, feel free to leave a comment and tell me what you've been doing to help you get through your work, and I'd love to share it with the rest of the class. Just a friendly reminder, Miss Klein's story time continues. We are moving on with holes. I believe we got up to chapter 15 so far. You can even see me read it in my amazing Rockies hat. So yeah, follow along. That is going to be on your Google Classroom, and you can also watch it on the KNE YouTube channel. Make me YouTube famous, please. Another fun thing I have for you guys is that you can go on a virtual field trip. This is something that I posted before spring break, so you might have seen it before. But for my friends who didn't, the author of the I Survived series, which I know you guys love, Lauren Tarshis, I think that's how you say it, takes you guys on a virtual field trip to the Museum of the American Revolution. And it's a really cool video. I recommend you watch it. I'll post it under your extension activities in your Google Classroom, but this is the website as well, right here at the bottom, and you click in to watch this video. Really cool and a way to build on to all of your extra learning. So with every Wit and Wisdom class, we have to move into sushi time. Our essential question for Module 3, why is it important to understand all sides of a story? Our focusing question, what drove the Patriots to fight for their independence from Britain? And our content framing question for today, as well as yesterday, what are the emerging themes in Woods Runner? We did some practice with themes, and we started off looking at this passage about American spirit. And the question we were looking for was, how can we identify quotations from the text that will help us determine theme? One quotation that we were able to pull out is morale is to fighting as 4 is to 1. And you guys did a great job with that analogy, right? 4 is bigger than 1, just like morale or someone's spirit is more important than their fighting. Out of this passage, some possible themes we could have pulled out were the spirit to win can drive people to overcome challenges, mental strength is more important than physical strength, or morale can win wars. If you don't remember what morale means, go back to yesterday's lesson where we wrote down the definition. So now that we've had some practice pulling out the theme of a smaller section, you guys were asked to identify emerging themes for chapter 9. And I read through your themes and you guys pulled out a lot of really good ones. I wanted to show you some of the themes that I found from Woods Runner in chapter 9 so far. One is that the American spirit kept the Patriots fighting despite their odds of winning. Even though it didn't look good for Coop and his friends, right, they continued to fight against the Redcoats because they had that American spirit or that high morale, and they believed that what they were doing was right. We also saw that knowledge is more important than power. Coop has a lot of knowledge about fighting, and so does Samuel, even though they're not as powerful as the British Army. And that helps them get out of a lot of situations. Another possible theme you could have pulled out, never underestimate the drive to win. Samuel has a really big drive to win against the British because he's looking to find his parents who are missing. We never want to underestimate what that will be able to help him do. Another theme you could have pulled out, courage is needed to overcome dangers. Samuel has to be really brave to overcome all of the dangers like fighting against the British and the Indians, getting chopped in the head. Lots of things are happening to him. And the love of family can drive a person to overcome obstacles. So Samuel loves his parents so much that can overcome almost anything that comes his way, any challenge, to help him out. These were just some of the themes I pulled out, and I know you guys from your work were able to pull out your own themes. I saw themes like it's never too late to help someone, always be aware of your surroundings, be prepared to survive. All of those are great themes from chapter 9. We are going to continue to look at themes as we read through more of this book, so I want you guys to make sure you're holding these in mind as we move on with our lessons for the rest of the book. We're going to be moving into writing, and one of the questions we're trying to answer in our writing is how do I use knowledge to support my opinion? You guys have gotten really good at opinion writing. We remember the model that we use, our Oriole model, and now we're going to be using that opinion writing to talk about Woods Runner. Your prompt for focus task 4 is going to be, in your opinion, who demonstrates American spirit in Woods Runner? Remember, American spirit comes from that passage that we looked at earlier about how morale is more important than fighting, right? Having that desire to win is more important than actually having the skills to fight. So it's up to you guys to decide, in your opinion, and remember, you only have to pick one for your essay, which of these characters demonstrates American spirit in Woods Runner? As we prepare for our essay, we are actually going to think through each of these 3 characters so that we can get lots of evidence and then pick one of them. So for today, you're going to open up your document called Wednesday, April 22nd classwork. You're going to go into this chart. Your job is to write at least 2 details for each of these characters, Isaac, Samuel, and Coop, that shows how they demonstrate American spirit in the book. If you need help, make sure you're going back and rewatching the YouTube videos, or you're rereading from your Woods Runner book. I'll make sure the book is linked in this assignment for you. You make sure you go back and you find specific examples. I'm going to do one for you guys to help you out. So I decided to start with Samuel, and I wanted to think to myself, when was a time that Samuel shows American spirit in Woods Runner? And I know that Samuel's been through a lot, right? He's had to work on a lot with his finding his parents, having to survive, and finding all of the things that happened to his home. So one of the things I saw of Samuel showing American spirit was when he goes home and he buries all of the dead people at his destroyed settlement. That takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of empathy to go do that in the place that you used to live with all of your neighbors. So that was a time when I said Samuel showed American spirit. So I would record that in the Samuel section of my chart. Your job now is to go pause this video, go back into your classwork document, and record 2 examples for each character of a time that they showed American spirit. If you're able to, you can even put the page number in parentheses at the end of your example, so you can find the page number from your book, from your e-reader, whatever you're using, because it'll help you go back and look at your work later. And you can use that because you'll be able to find it when it's time to write your essay. When you've written 2 examples for each of the characters, you're going to come back, unpause this video, and we'll move on with our lesson. So now that you've completed this chart, you're going to make sure that you have 2 examples for each person. We'll be using this chart later on in our writing, so it's really important that we complete this chart correctly today because we will revisit it later. Our final question for today is, which emerging theme, so which of the themes we've identified so far, do you think is the most important to the story Woods Runner? Explain. You're going to go back into your classwork document and you're going to respond to this question, naming the theme you think is the most important. It could be the theme you said yesterday, or it could be one of the themes I listed on earlier in this lesson. Feel free to rewind to watch that part again. And then I want you to explain why you think that theme is the most important. Making sure we answer with those capital letters and correct punctuation. Remember, we want to make sure we're writing as much as we can or much as we need to answer this question. For some people, that might be 2 sentences. For other people, that might be 5. It's up to you and whatever you feel you need to do to have top quality work. When you've written your response, you're going to come back, unpause our video, and we're going to move on. So now that you've identified the themes, you've shown how each character shows 2 examples of American spirit, and you've said which theme is the most important, you're all set for today. So remember, make sure by 8 p.m. today, you complete your work and you hit the turn in button so that you can get credit. I'll be reading your work tomorrow and giving you feedback. If you're not sure yet how to find your grades or teacher feedback, please reach out to me so I can help you. Remember to practice your fluency with the American Spirit passage that's posted under the daily reading section of your Google Classroom. And as always, we want to make sure we're growing our reading brains by reading for 30 minutes every single night. You guys got this. I can't wait to see what you write down. Have a great rest of your day.